I think the industry in general has hit a slippery slope when it comes to quality and deploying technology at the same time. When we started talking about things like example, for instance, if it's for internal use, you don't have to worry about it too much. You just put it through AI and that's fine. If it's for external use and somebody else is going to be reading it, and so you don't end up on the 6 o'clock news with some catastrophe by miscommunicating something, you may want to give it another layer of quality check. The slippery slope here is when we allowed one type of content or two or three, four type of contents to go into that bucket of saying, yeah, it's okay. You know what? It doesn't need a lot of scrutiny. You can just put it through machine translation or AI and Bob's your uncle. That is, in my opinion, that's the slippery slope that, everybody is now worried about, from the conversation I've been having.
Yes, and
Go
I
ahead.
agree with you, but I think this is something we need to understand that is not unique to the language industry because if we hit a slippery slope in terms of quality expectation, it was not driven because we wanted to necessarily just cut corners, but then you have to look at the source. The source has also hit a slippery slope because, when I started in my career, the level of the source was at a much higher quality level. And you could tell if there's a problem with the source, that's why the translation is so awkward. And then that started to also hit a slippery slope. So I think it's a convergence of language being more and more a commodity and not something that is intrinsically meaningful for us. So we have to, I think, extrapolate or extricate, like look at or peel off, okay, is this commodity and what's the impact? Is it engaging? Is it meaningful? Like we have to look at the core of what is that communication purpose, in my opinion, because I think from a buyer perspective, and when you're within organization, you're being driven by some pretty drastic goals and you see it across other industries. So it's something that we need to think through, not just as an industry, but as an overall overarching trend. And how do we address that? I would
Oh,
say.
100%. I'm agreeing with you because it is not something that the industry brought on. This is brought on by procurement from a customer perspective. Cheaper, faster, better. Right? And I keep telling people you can get two out of three. You got to pick which two you want. You want it cheaper, faster or better, whatever you like. It's not a three together, but I guess the industry keeps promising the three items together at the same time, which to a large extent it's a not right to do that because we will not be able to deliver it. And if you deliver it, you're not delivering it consistently. Cheaper, better, faster, quality wise better. It is really it's a you're promising something that you probably kind of end up faltering on, right? You may be able to do it in a couple of several occasions, but consistently deliver better, cheaper, faster. Don't know how that's going to work.